When most of us look at a gorilla, we usually see just one thing, right? Raw, immense, literally unstoppable physical power. But in today's explainer, we're taking a deliberate journey past all that brawn, and we're going deep into one of nature's absolute most fascinating cognitive landscapes. Over the next 4 minutes, we're tracking this incredible evolutionary journey from pure muscle to just astounding brain power and exploring exactly how deep primate intelligence really goes. Okay, let's dive into this. Think about it. How much do we actually have in common with a 200-kilogram giant? It's super easy to just focus solely on that undeniable world-class strength. But right beneath the surface lies this delicate, brilliant mental landscape that actually mirrors our own in ways science is honestly still uncovering today. So let's unpack the real evidence for that intelligence. First up, we really have to look at how they live. Gorillas are highly social animals. They don't just wander around the deep forests in total isolation. No, they live in these really tight-knit communal groups. Behind their imposing physical presence is this deeply community-driven lifestyle. It's built on reliance, daily interaction, and these really complex social structures that are actually surprisingly relatable to the human experience. Now, what's really interesting about this next point is the sheer physical contradiction at play here. These creatures weigh well over 200 kilograms. That is a staggering density of muscle and bone, just pure power. Yet, when they stand up completely straight, they're roughly as tall as an average human. That specific juxtaposition, immense, overwhelming weight packed into basically our exact height, it makes them feel both slightly alien and yet profoundly familiar at exactly the same time. 40 years. Just pause and think about that number for a second. For an animal surviving out in the wild, 4 decades is an incredibly long lifespan. And that vast expanse of time provides them with one absolutely crucial advantage: opportunity. It gives them decades, literally decades, to observe, to adapt, and to just continuously learn from their dynamic environment and, of course, from their peers. Let's see how this builds, because what do they actually do with all that time? Well, they engineer. Gorillas are undeniably clever. They actively make and use tools to navigate their environment. And there's a massive cognitive leap between simply finding a helpful stick on the ground and intentionally modifying it, crafting it to solve a specific problem before putting it to use. That requires true foresight. It requires serious planning. To really cement just how extraordinary this intelligence is, we need to look at a defining case study. Meet Hanabiko, who is widely known to the whole world as Coco. She was a captive female Western lowland gorilla, and she basically took everything we just discussed about primate learning potential and pushed it to a boundary we barely even thought was possible. Just consider this absolute breakthrough. Coco learned sign language. And I don't mean basic conditioning or just simple mimicry. This was an active, sustained effort to bridge the interspecies gap. A creature from a completely different branch of the primate tree actually learned to communicate using our structured human gestures. It's absolutely awe-inspiring when you truly stop to think about the implications of that. So the crucial point here is the sheer scale of her accomplishment. 1,000 signs. Coco didn't just learn a handful of gestures for basic needs like food or play. No, she mastered over 1,000 distinct signs. Let the pure volume of that vocabulary sink in for a moment. It reveals a profound capacity for memory, for association, and for really complex expression. And this brilliantly illustrates that the numbers go even higher. 2,000 English words. Coco didn't just memorize physical hand gestures. She actively listened to and understood thousands of spoken words. Her comprehension far exceeded her physical ability to sign, which basically proves she possessed this deeply receptive intelligence. She was actively processing and understanding the complex human world all around her. Which leaves us with a truly profound question. If they can understand thousands of our words, just how deep is the intelligence connecting us to these gentle giants? When you look at a gorilla, you see an animal with the brawn to completely overpower us, but the brains to truly understand us. Take a moment to deeply ponder that incredible connection.